Hey gang, it's Radio Free Red Deer, independent music from the heart of Alberta. We got a great show for you today. I'm Dino, and we're here in Didsbury because on July 14th, that's Saturday, July 14th, right here in Didsbury, is Mountain View Rocks. Hey gang, welcome back to Radio Free Red Deer, independent music from the heart of Alberta. And we're going to be talking right now to Nikki Spike from the band Insanity, a local band from right here in Didsbury. Nikki, thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us. You're going to be the opening act for the show on Saturday. What have you got planned for us?
Well, what we have planned is we're going to put in a variety of our own stuff, plus we're going to throw in some covers from classic rock metal artists such as like Judas Priest or Motorhead.
Judging from your T-shirt, you like that old rock stuff, that classic rock, and with probably from checking out your website with a little bit of edge to it. What's your inspiration for getting up on stage and performing?
My inspiration mainly was I like to see a show that's really big, has all the stuff that makes it more than the music is what makes people, yes, love the show, but just the act and people jumping around on the stage makes it even better. My favorite inspiration, and still to this day, would have been Alice Cooper for his stage show with all the guillotines and, you know, all that stuff, the blood, all that stuff. That's my favorite.
It's show business, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you write you yourself or the band do original material?
Yeah, we do our own original material. Mainly, I'm the one that does all the lyrics, and I do bass stuff also. Like I do the bass writing most of the time, but usually we get mixed up because with different ideas and different bass lines with each other, because all of our band members can play the same instruments together, and we'd be able to make just a so complex and strong sound for our music.
Now tell us about the other members of your band. They're not here today, but I'm curious to know who they are.
Well, on the drums I have my buddy Hayden. I've been friends with him since I can remember. We've been in previous bands together, and we've played with shows together, and he's just a talented drummer. His main focus is on heavy metal, modern heavy metal, so he's into like that really fast-paced stuff. And then we have my lead guitarist, Mark, who he's a major Van Halen fan, so he's got that awesome blues kind of built-up sound, and when you put that together with Hayden's drumming and all that, it just makes something so much better. And then I also have a good friend of mine, Tia, who also can play acoustic guitar, but also has a really strong voice, and that's what I enjoy, is to hear his female backup vocals and all that, and that's what I try to shoot for, is to make the music so strong.
So how long has Insanity been together now, as far as gigging?
Insanity is not that old, actually. It's about maybe 3 months now, because I'd put it together because I wanted to have the opportunity to give people a chance to play in this show, and I also wanted the opportunity, and I played in a previous band that didn't make it too far after the first studio recording. So what we had done is got my buddies here. We talked it over and said if we work and push towards our full potential, we would be able to play in something like this and open up for such an amazing artist as Nick Gilder and Sweeney Todd.
Yeah. Now, as an independent artist, as someone who's already gone through a couple of bands, and believe me, I've played music for a long time, and bands come and go. But what keeps you going in the music business?
What keeps me going in the music business is inspiration from all my friends, family, mother, and basically the inspiration is just being able to see these shows and see how much fun it is. I've always had just this view of wondering what it would be like to be backstage and get ready and have the feel of the crowd just getting ready and yelling and screaming as you're playing your music. That's what I really enjoy.
You're into the fans, and that's great. Now, you talked earlier about how the band does original material, and I've talked to a lot of songwriters. I've tried songwriting myself, and I'm really no good. But I'm always wondering, and I always ask everybody this question: what keeps you writing songs? What inspires you? Where do you draw your muse from in sitting down to write a song?
My main inspiration is just with my friends. What we do is we would sit down in our studio. We would think of ideas. We'd actually listen to old vinyl because I have my old vinyl player, and we would play old Black Sabbath, Dio, Van Halen, anything from that time, and we would come up with these different riffs and all this stuff, and it just gives us the inspiration from all that, and that's what gives us the push to write our music.
That's right on. Website, Facebook page, whatever.
We have a Facebook page, MySpace page, Twitter page, and Reverb Nation page right now. We do not have any professional recordings at this moment, but we're saving up and getting ready to do that very soon.
That's fantastic. And what I'll do, we'll put it down right here on the bottom of the screen where people can check it out. So, Nikki, we didn't pre-rehearse this, so but I'm going to ask you a question, and I don't want to put you on the spot. You're a local band. You're going to open up the show in front of a hometown crowd. Are you nervous?
I've never been nervous going on stage in front of people. That's actually my favorite thing to do. I just love the adrenaline rush, the feel of the crowd, the stage, the music, everything. I enjoy that all. That is my favorite thing by all time to do.
That's great. That's because that's a sign of a true performer. Like to give out to the audience. Well, thanks a lot, Nikki. Sure appreciate it. We'll be here. We'll be sitting right down in the front row. Looking forward to catching you and the rest of Insanity on Saturday, July 14th, right here in Didsbury, Mountain View Rocks. Don't go away, gang. Radio Free Red Deer. Be right back. Well, welcome back to Radio Free Red Deer, independent music from the heart of Alberta. And like I said, we're here in Didsbury. This is a beautiful location for the Mountain View Rocks on July 14th. And I'm talking with Diana Steer, who's the marketing coordinator, if I'm right, for the Mountain View Rocks concert and such. Diana, as a member of the community, this is a volunteer position you're doing here, but a lot of other folks are. Why have a rock concert here in beautiful Didsbury?
We have a beautiful location for it, Memorial Park having its own stage and everything. It was a great setup for that. And in the Didsbury community, we have a wonderful music program done by our schools and so many young musicians that the mandate of the Mountain View Art Society, who's producing this, is to support those young artists and help them out with possible events and venues and places to make themselves known. So this seemed to be the great place where we formed that society and where we could kick off this kind of event.
Now, to put on an event like this takes a lot of commitment from the community, volunteer hours, because of the association that you're involved with. Can you tell us something about the group and some of the people involved with it?
We've had some fantastic support. The town of Didsbury has been behind us all the way. Many of the businesses in and around the Mountain View area that have been helping out. And the committee itself is such a dedicated group of people. They've put a lot of long hours in and to bring you the event that we'll be bringing you.
Now, you mentioned earlier that you're a visual artist, and one of the things I noticed about this part of the corridor in central Alberta in particular is a lot of arts and culture. What's your thoughts on the role that arts and culture play in a community and what effect it has on the community and the value?
I think the value is to our young people, to bring the arts and an appreciation of the arts, whether it's musical or visual, to them and bring a little bit of the world into Didsbury.
Now, the headlining the show is a great Juno Award winner, as a matter of fact, Nick Gilder and Sweeney Todd are here. But the rest of the roster are all local bands from in and around this part of Alberta. What's your thoughts on bringing in a big name like Nick Gilder to be the headliner for the show?
Nick Gilder's been fantastic. He knows our chairperson, Deborah Patton, who is the vice president of the Art Society, and he was so thrilled with what we were trying to do by introducing these young bands to a larger stage or venue. The experience they'll gain by association is phenomenal phenomenal for them, and he has been totally supportive about what we're trying to do here.
This event's coming up soon. Can we still get tickets for it? And if we can, how, can we get them at the gate, or where do we go?
There are tickets still available. You can go online and purchase your tickets now at mountainviewrocks.com.
Mm-hmm.
We will have tickets at the gate that you'll be able to purchase as well.
Okay. How much are the tickets?
If you get them online, they're $30 plus service fee, and at the gate is $35.
Okay, good. And how long does the concert go for? Like, should I be camped out at 3 a.m. to make sure I get a good seat?
If you want to make sure you catch all the different bands, our first band goes on at 12 o'clock, and our Nick Gilder will go on about 8 o'clock, and gates open at 11 o'clock.
Hey gang, we're back with more of Radio Free Red Deer, independent music from the heart of Alberta. I'm Dino here in beautiful Didsbury. It's a beautiful location for the Mountain View Rocks coming up on July 14th. It's a natural amphitheatre like a bowl and down here. Great stage, great weather. Regardless of what the weather forecast says, it's going to be sunny, believe me. And we have the opportunity now. We're talking to Brian Wittal, Mayor Brian Wittal of the town of Didsbury. Thanks a lot for taking the time to talk to us, Brian.
Oh, you're more than welcome. It's always a great opportunity, especially with an event like this, to try to get out and get as much promotion as we can.
Yeah. Now, what role does an event like this play in the community of Didsbury from your perspective as mayor?
It's another role that just helps to profile our community, I guess, as a whole into the wider audience in Alberta. We feel that the arts here in Didsbury are very, very strong, and this is just one of those ways that we want to try to help promote that and hopefully get people to come here to Didsbury to experience that.
And as we talked to Diana earlier on, there's a lot of community involvement with this. What's your take on that, and from the role of, say, the town of Didsbury?
Well, that just shows, I guess, the spirit within the community, the small town attitude that everybody is willing to pitch in for something like this. They understand the importance of what this event could mean for our community, both from a economic development and tourism, or just straight out being able to come out and enjoy and have a great day together. So it's very important.
In terms of the music for the community too, we've got some local bands. We just talked to Nikki from Insanity. There's other local bands here. Why does this area foster that type of arts and culture?
I'm not sure if it's the water or what it is, but there certainly seems to be something. It's like anything else. I guess you seem to get a core group of whether it be musicians or artists within a region, and eventually you start seeing others gravitate towards that. And when you start seeing some that have success, then that is, I guess, a good earmark for others, so that they're always looking for advice from them or working with them to try to do the same thing. And I think within this central area, it certainly seems to be happening. And it's just one of the things that over the last couple of years now with our Arts Society in Didsbury, that we're really trying to focus on profiling that more and bringing that out more to make Didsbury an arts destination. The Mountain View Arts Festival will be coming up later this fall. It's in the planning stages right now, and it'll be their second year. So I mean, again, it's a new venture, but it was quite successful last year. So they're going to try it again this year, bigger and better, and see what kind of results we get from that. But we're certainly hoping that it's going to bring more exposure, and it's going to bring more artists and more tourists.
Now, this is a rock concert. Are you a rock fan?
Oh, definitely. I grew up, rocking to Sweeney Todd and all of these groups from the 80s. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I didn't think you'd be old enough to remember that far back. You must have been just a little guy.
No, I've got some age there, so I certainly remember it. I had 8 tracks way back then, and vinyl as well.
Are you going to be here on Saturday?
I'm going to be here on Saturday in many different capacities. I'll be spending a few minutes as mayor saying a few words, and then after that I'm going to be parking cars and doing security and whatever else needs to be done, because I'm part of the committee as well.
Well, that's fantastic. But off the record, do you have a favorite band?
Of the group that's coming, no. I certainly am looking forward to hearing some of the good old music from Nick and Sweeney Todd, but definitely Insanity is another band. Like I said, I want to hear some of that. The blues, country, all of them. I'm just interested in hearing all of them.
So everybody, just like Mayor Brian said, July 14th, Didsbury, Alberta, Mountain View rocks. Well, there you go, gang. We talked to everybody in the know here in Didsbury for the Mountain View Rocks. Saturday, July 14th. Gates open at 11. Show starts at 12. So you be lined up at the front of the stage. Catch Nikki from Insanity and all the great local artists right here in Didsbury. All the way into the evening with Nick Gilder and Sweeney Todd doing the headline. Show up and support your local music. And by the way, with Radio Free Red Deer, you can follow us on our website at www.radiofreereddeer.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Somewhere around here there's going to be a subscribe box because we like your support. And wherever you are, anywhere in the world, always support your local music.